Getting into the
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bree, and today I'm coming to you with a quick little motivation or inspiration type of video. I've said before on this channel, I kind of want to leave you guys with an impression of being motivated and being inspired by anything that I do and anything that I can think of sharing with you guys. I want to go ahead and start branching out to adding that more frequently to my channel here. And this video today is going to be expanding on a topic that I went live and I did it all the way wrong. I didn't like send out any notifications. I just like impromptu went live literally the day after the Grammys. That Monday after the Grammys, I came home and just got in front of the computer and just started talking for like 18 minutes, I think that video was. It's unlisted right now, but if you guys want to see that video, I'll leave it linked. But this video will be kind of expanding off of that because that video was definitely low quality. So I don't necessarily want to share it, but it's going to have some of the same points that we're going to be talking about today. So with all that, let's just go ahead and get started. If you guys can hear, it's raining here in Atlanta, so I mean, I can't do nothing about that. So if you hear the rain, just please excuse it. So getting into the topic I want to discuss with you guys today is, what does validation prove? And I want to kind of make a series about confidence and like self-motivation and things like that, because for me, a lot of my confidence and my motivations and stuff have come from family members, friends, life journeys and experiences. And so all of that has cultivated the person that I am today and gives me the experiences and essence of who I am today. So basically what I wanted to talk about with validation, you guys know that like all the different award shows, from the Grammys to the Oscars and all the other shows, are basically like validation prizes, right? You get validated to say, hey, you did a great job, blah, 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 whatever the case is for whatever, you know, industry and genre that you work within. Even in my position as a professional, I work in accounting. I don't know if I've ever said it before, but I work in accounting, and validation for us can be saving some money on, you know, certain things that we need to, and kind of like budgeting accordingly. Meeting budgets and not exceeding budgets is like some things that are kind of validated and help us validate, you know, our strengths and our skills. So you guys know with like the Grammys and the Oscars and all the other award shows, the main idea of them is to kind of validate the artists or the, you know, specific people and their skills within the industries and genres that, you know, their awards are going to be offered to. And during the Grammys, Drake made a very powerful statement, and he had a great speech. I think after he won for, I still didn't even look it up, y'all, because I don't really care a whole lot. I still never looked it up to see what exactly Drake won a Grammy for. You guys do know the whole backstory with Drake and the Grammys is that I think he never won. Did he win before? Or he was never nominated. Something basically, I don't care a whole lot about it, so I haven't really done a whole lot of research. From what I'm aware of and from what I know just in personal experience, I'm pretty sure he was nominated and never won, or he was never nominated one year. I think in 2013. But you guys can Google it, the whole Drake backstory in the Grammy. When he made his speech, he won a Grammy this year, and when he made his speech, he basically was assuring many artists and many other people in the world, you know, that a Grammy is not something that you need. It's not necessarily a must-have for you to be successful, for you to be great in life. You guys also know the other part of the Grammy controversy this year is that our lovely girl Cardi B, I love Cardi B and I love Nicki. Like, I've always been a Nicki Minaj fan. I'm a Sagittarius, so I mean, we Sagittarius sisters. So I love Nicki Minaj, but I also love Cardi B. So having that love for both artists, you guys already know. Personally, for me, I don't get into that because I'm a person. I consider them all to be people, you know, human beings, and we all have our flaws. We all grow up and learn in life, and we all have life lessons that sometimes take longer to learn than others. And I mean, y'all have seen it all. I don't have to go into detail, and I'm not gonna go through all that on my channel because it's just not something that I want to kind of indulge in on my channel. I want to stick to the main idea of it being about validation, about self-confidence, about self-control, and all those type of things that help us be better people in this society. When Drake made his speech, he basically said that, you know, it's no need to be pushing so hard and fighting so hard, or even being let down by the fact that you didn't get a Grammy or you did win a Grammy. And they cut him off on his speech, and I think they did it intentionally. They said they did and they thought he was done, but he was clearly still talking when the mic was on as they faded away. So that was an excuse. But anyway, the point being that Drake, being such a powerful and big artist that he is, and you know, being one of the top artists of our generation right now, for him to make that statement says a lot, and I think it speaks more to who we should all try to strive to be personally. Drake is an amazing artist, and I'm sure he's an amazing human being outside of that. In terms of like the Grammys and the whole validation in my topic and argument for today, he's been an amazing artist between 2013 and now, and moving forward he will continue to be who he is because of who he is, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's now Grammy award winning artist or Grammy nominated artist or whatever the hell. That never defined him as being a great person, a great artist, a great Drake. And that even just goes back to like regular life people, because for me personally, I have my own struggles, and you know, we all I think have our own struggles with wanting to be validated with things and wanting to have validation in certain things, right? So I've recently kind of like dealt with my own conclusions about what I think life is and what I think life should be for me. I've expanded on that a bit in a previous video. I'll leave it linked somewhere around here. It's either my life update or it's my get to know me tag. But basically I know that, you know, I'm 30 now, and there's a lot of things that I thought I wanted for my life, or I thought were gonna be for my life, that aren't. And growing and learning and knowing that those things are okay, and being comfortable with accepting them, and being confident in your ability to accept them, and your ability to create more, or to be more than what you thought it was that you wanted to be or wanted for your life, if you will. Expanding our viewpoints and expanding our knowledge and confidence in ourselves and in the abilities that we have within ourselves is something that's very important for us as a society. We have way too much time on our hands nowadays. We have also too many resources and distractions that can take away from that, right? Because so social media in and of itself is something that I think is a dangerous tool, right? It's because I think social media is a very useful and dangerous tool. It's a two-way sword, and I don't think a lot of people who engage in participate in social media, whichever form or platform that you use, we don't use it in a healthy manner as a society. If we don't recognize and understand how, you know, a lot of these things play on our confidence, on our abilities to function as human beings in this society, we have to recognize and deal with that head on before we, you know, kind of self-destruct, if you will. We literally have a lot of first world country issues, and not to make comparisons about them, but balancing them out, we have to recognize where the importance and where our strength as a society lies, right? So being who he is as Drake, and being, you know, who I am, I mean, I'm not comparing myself to great Drake, but the two of us as human beings both recognize that the validation of this society and of this world are not necessary for you to be a great person in life, right? And so knowing that, we have to internalize that, and we have to also do better at trying to project what we want out of life. So for example, it kind of goes back into another artist from the Young Money label again, Nicki Minaj. You guys know I love Nicki Minaj. I also like Cardi B, but I'm a Sagittarius, so me and Nicki Minaj are Sagittarius sisters, and I love her to death. And I've always followed and loved her from my high school days, what, 2018 or 2007, 2008 with Itty Bitty Piggy. Like, girl, I play that song all the time. Nicki Minaj has been an amazing artist, has done amazing feats in the music industry, but she's never won a Grammy. I'm sure she's been nominated before, but she's never officially won a Grammy. And you guys know Cardi B won a Grammy on her second track, because you know she did get nominated last year for Bodak Yellow, but she didn't win. So this year they gave her, I hate to say they gave her, this year she won for Best Female, no she didn't, what it was, Best Rap Album for Invasion of Privacy. And guys, it was a great album. Honestly, it was a good album. So there were a few songs on Cardi B's album that were like, but for the most part, her album was great. But Nicki Minaj also had a great album. So, you know, I really can't go on like how I consider the albums to be good based on that to who should have won a Grammy, because obviously I'm not in the Academy or anywhere close to being somewhere to say who should or shouldn't win the Grammy. But I also know that both of these women are talented in their own right, and a Grammy doesn't define that talent for them or make them a better of a talent, if you will. It might motivate them and give them more drive to do better and maybe come out with a better album next year to try to win another Grammy, I guess. But in and of itself, without that Grammy, Cardi B's album would still be great. You know what I mean? So, and without the Grammy that she did not win, Nicki Minaj's album is still great. So it's a lot that we have to still kind of like internalize and process, as I said earlier. There's no need for us as human beings and as a society to work so hard toward external validation. Honestly, that's all it is. External validation is the main thing. Because so there's an internal and external validation that I want to kind of lead on to with my points. And I'll end up wrapping up this video in a sec. But so external validation and internal internal validation are the two separate things. So obviously external is everything outside of you that you would look for validation for, and then internal validation would be anything within yourself that you believe or, you know, have feelings about that you would want to validate yourself. The two validations obviously go hand in hand, or they obviously can reside and are within our own beings naturally, and how we allow them to affect our confidence and our different whatevers about how we feel about ourselves is the most important thing that we must consider, and that I think that we all need to tweak, if you will. And I say all of us as a society, as human beings all across this whole world, just because there's a lot that we all can see that's happening day to day that we can recognize aren't healthy. They aren't things that are conducive to us being better human beings in this society and growing and growing a better society for our next generation. And we also should always consider the big picture and the future, right? A lot of us live in the now and live in the right now, and I'm guilty of it myself at times. We don't realize that how our actions, our feelings, a lot of everything that we do now affect our future, affect others' futures. The reverse of that, the internal parts of it, where it's like my own personal feelings about certain things like the society and third world countries and the issues that affect third world countries, and even some of the issues that affect us here in first world countries or whatever, i.e. Flint, Michigan still has dirty water. Understanding and recognizing how we internalize and how we feel about those things are also how we allow the external factors to determine our confidence and how we feel about the validation. So all of those external factors help me to be grateful for the life I have, be, you know, mindful of my choices and decisions that could affect someone else, or even, you know, have a damaging effect on someone else. And I think as a society, that is something that we definitely have to do better at. There's no reason for us to be where we are in the United States and Flint to still have dirty water. It just is, there's no reason. There's millions of dollars being made all throughout this country, so there's no reason why Flint should still have dirty water. And that's just one example. I mean, I can go on, and you guys are, I'm sure, aware that there's a lot of things that happen in this country and in this world that it is what it is. But we also have to do better as a society and as human beings to make it a better place and be better. And all that is reflective of having these external factors and knowing where your validation should come from and how validation should affect you internally and externally. So yeah, that is that. Kind of going on now for a little too long. I'm out of breath. I'm ready to eat. I'm about to have brunch with my brothers. They're on their way over. So yeah, that is what I kind of wanted to expand on. The live video that I did was definitely not this in depth, but I wanted to go ahead and kind of expand on that to give you guys some motivation and some inspiration about like just trying to find your own internal validation, distinguishing the two and not allowing one to affect the other. So yeah, I think that, like I said, as a society and as a people, we all should do better at just being considerate and knowing and understanding how external factors and external validation don't hold as much weight as we think they do, and aren't as important and shouldn't be as important to us as it is. Internal validation, I think, is something that we should all work and strive towards strengthening and to build on and to make more prevalent in our lives, because that internal validation comes from some external factors, as I explained earlier, but it's a lot of who we are internally. I think is a lot of where we should look to validate certain parts of our life. With that being said, I want to make this available. I want to, you know, publish this video as a kind of stance, if you will, on distinguishing and building the internal and external value or validation in our lives as people, as a society. And I think that that's going to be the greatest value that we can add to the world on a human level. Is to be sure that we are internally validated, which allows us to be able to project that internal validation to others and hope that they will be able to build and strengthen their own, you know, confidence. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or any suggestions about this series or any comments that you may have or want to add to, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be definitely sure to add that to the series. And I hope you guys can all take away something from this video and, you know, build on your own internal confidence and your own internal validation. And I only pray that it would only grow and strengthen from here moving forward, and that's for myself as well. So if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn the bell on for notifications. That enables you to be notified whenever I post new videos. Also, if you have not already, be sure to follow me on social media. video. I'll leave my handles listed somewhere around here so you can just follow me there. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying or you would like to see more of these type of motivation, inspirational type of videos here on my channel. I am gonna still crank them out because I think it's something that's very necessary and valuable for our society. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Are you right-handed or left-handed? And I am right-handed. Y'all see me holding my phone with my right hand. Girl, I can't do much with this hand.